that I could not exist in a regular job. I didn't have it, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a thing. When you know you don't have it, it's kind of scary. Like, oh no, I'm not gonna have a straight life. Oh no, what am I gonna do?
It was like it was radioactive. Like I would take construction jobs, and it was like I was being poisoned.
Yeah,
you know, it was like literally like I was getting radiation.
Yeah, you feel like you're dying. Yeah. You're young and you're awake, and you're like, I'm dying. This is killing me. I thought I was going to have a life of those jobs. So I went out of high school. I went one semester at American University in Washington, D.C., trying to see if I liked college. I liked learning. I just didn't like, I hated school. So another 4 years on a student loan, like one semester, it took me so many years to earn my way out of that debt. And so I just kind of went into the working world going, this is going to be rough. I mean, this is going to hurt. It's going to be swollen feet and a lot of top ramen noodles and no sleep in my crap apartment, but this is my life. And I felt like someone was strangling me because I just knew, I didn't know where I was going to go or what I should be doing, but I knew that this wasn't it.
Yeah.
Like this was going to kill me.
Well, I think there's a lot of people out there like that, and for some awful reason, they never find whatever it is that can break them free. They never catch a ride on that river out.
Yeah.
And I got lucky. I found stand-up comedy, and I had already, I think a lot of it had come from martial arts too. I'd fought a lot and I'd competed a lot in martial arts tournaments, and I think that from that I realized that like these unconventional paths, they brought me something that I wasn't getting from regular life. It brought me self-esteem. It gave me this feeling that I wasn't a loser. It was the only thing that I'd ever done my whole life where I've said, wow, maybe I'm not a loser.
Right.
Like I kind of thought I was an outcast and a loser, and then all of a sudden I was successful at something only because I was obsessed with it. But then I knew there was no way I was ever going to be able to hold a regular job, and then I got lucky when I was 21 and I found stand-up. And so from then on, I'd kind of like locked into this thing where I'm just going to do what I like and fuck what everybody says, because everybody's giving me advice to do this and advice to do that, and it never seems to be what I want to do.
And their advice is coming from a different world. And they mean well, but they're coming from the whole other value system and a whole other expectation of their own lives and what your life should be and all of that. And all of it is... It's not poison, but it's just kind of anathema to every breath you're taking, and it's ultimately useless. And they're always going to tote that line. That's what they've got. Like, you've got what you've got. So when you say, here's how I do it, they're like, you're crazy, man. And then you look at them in that job and you're like, you're the crazy one amongst us, because I couldn't handle wearing that tie every day and taking it from that dude.
Yeah. And some people, I guess, like the corporate world. I got lucky and I found a bunch of shit that I like. And if you had said to me, if you asked me if I was, outside of my life, and if I didn't know that I existed, and you said, do you think it's possible to be a cage fighting commentator / stand-up comedian? I'd be like, no. They don't go together.
There's a bravery that one takes when one embraces the straight world that I simply don't have. There's a level of guts where you're like, well, I don't really like this job, but I love my family. I'm going to do the right thing. I don't have a family, so I'm not tethered to that value. I admire it, and if I was a dad, I'd be standing up. But there's a kind of guts where you just get on that bus every day and go like, damn, man, I don't like this job. And you grimly hold onto your sack lunch and you just go do it. I think like my mom and my dad, I don't know them that well, but they were very hardworking people, and I'm not sure how much they ever really loved their jobs. Like, I can't wait to go to the office. They just kind of went, I'm an adult and this is what you do, and they just kind of put themselves through that grinder and turn the handle themselves. And they just, and I think a lot of people all over the world, they just kind of grimly set their jaw and go, I'm an adult, and they go out into it. And you look at a guy like Iggy Pop, who could never have a straight job. It would just be, the thing would fall over.
Right.
Because he's an artist. He's the real thing. And it's innovation, but it's an intolerance. And it's, for me, just a lack of courage to toe that line. I'm like, man, I just don't have it. I don't have the stamina to go into that building every day for 28 years. Like my dad went to one building for his whole life, was one corporation he worked for. Wow. And then he stopped. I don't even know if he's alive or dead, but he was that guy in that building every damn day, like hours and hours.
There is a dance that when you discuss these things, like, you don't want to disparage anybody that genuinely has shown courage in grinding it out because for their family.
It does take courage. Yeah. I just don't have it. I'm saying I consider them people in the real world. And in my life, I don't think I really live in the real world that much. I live in my self-invented Henry world.
Right.
And I saw this video with Lady Gaga. I don't know much about her music, but she did this long intro, the $80 million thing. And she goes like, reality. I hate reality. I was like, there you go. I just can't handle a lot of it. And I don't shy away from it. I go into situations that are hyper real. But that kind of flatline existence that a lot of we adults engage in, I think that would have destroyed me. I would have found alcohol or something really destructive.
Yeah, it's a droning, resonating existence. It's